was different. I seen it, I thought it, I dreamt it, I said it, I did it, I made it, I tasted it, I love it, I need it.
What's up, y'all? Y'all are tuning in to Cheap Dope. You wonder what Cheap Dope stands for? It's short for cheap dopamine. That is a term that I like to use, what describes what's the main issue going on in our younger generation and what's leading to a fallen society. We talk about all sorts of shit on here. We got fucking Rambo on here.
The one and only. The greatest to ever do it.
He lives off the ego of his calves. He thinks he's a monster over here, shit talking me the whole time before.
Gots to.
Call me fucking ballerina ankles.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if your legs were that small, man.
Look at it.
Somebody's
Like,
got to say something about it.
He don't got no chi-chis. He don't got chi-chis like me.
It happens.
You don't got chi-chis like me, bro.
It happens. You
What do
keep
you
on
mean?
talking
Yeah,
that
it
shit,
does
bro.
happen, bro. You got bigger calves. I got bigger chi-chis.
I talk shit if I look like Larry the Lobster from SpongeBob, too, so.
Bro, dude, I got legs. I just don't got the calves.
Talk that shit on arm day.
All
We'll see what happens.
Oh my
what
God.
happened last chest day? What was up with that bench press? Yeah, we didn't want to talk about that one, though.
Man, all right, whatever, bro.
Striking nerves.
You weigh you almost 200. I weigh 173.
And but you're also like 3'7", though, so.
This is fucked up, dog. Bro, we're starting over fucking heat, dude. No, we're getting this shit going. This shit is going. This is perfect. Fuck you. Bro, you got like two more. You got what? Like one more rep than me?
I gotta live off that
4 reps
one rep.
for 255, bro. Okay, you still ain't bench 290 for 2. You're lucky I haven't benched for fucking 4 months.
It's okay, man.
Okay.
It's all good.
All right. Well, hey, welcome, y'all. I hope y'all are enjoying this. We're getting this shit going right. Okay. All right. All right. Any announcements you want to make? I mean, like, Rambo's full-time tattooing again.
Yeah, back to professional tattooing. Still doing everything, volunteering, and still with the fire service, doing EMT, EMS, EMR classes. So by the end of the year, I'll be certified EMS, EMR, and EMT.
You sure your chest can be able to support somebody's life? And
Yeah,
I
will. Yeah.
Dude, I'm just fucking talking shit.
You'll be okay. You'll get there eventually. You'll get as good as I am
Oh
eventually.
my God. This is what happens. How long have we been lifting together?
A little over 2 years.
Yeah. Man. This shit's a lot of shit talking in between.
That's what gets us motivated.
That's what gets us motivated. Listen, if you don't have a homie that's just you don't talk shit to, that's not your real homie. Just straight up. It's like me and J-Mac. We're over here. We're always shit talking each other too.
Talk
every
that
single
shit.
time. All right. Let's get into the show. Yeah, that was a great little intro, man.
Yeah, it took you long enough.
Oh, man. It took you fucking long enough.
I've been here, dog.
You got here late.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
I'm the greatest to ever do it, bro.
Anyway. This is awesome. Listen. All right. It's going to get serious, but you know what? We're going to fuck around and keep it funny throughout this whole time. I like fucking around a little bit. So I wanted to talk about today, y'all, is that we, the people, are the power. Listen, like, what y'all have to realize, a lot of people are just so stuck in their own little bubble, you know, catching up with the Kardashians or fucking, you know, what's going on TikTok, scrolling through, you know, reels or whatever. Y'all are so stuck in your own bubble, you can't realize that you're just literally playing a part of a system, right? So, like, when I mean that we are the power, what would happen if everybody woke up tomorrow and literally said, fuck this shit, I'm not going to work? Everybody, right? What the fuck would happen? Could anyone do anything about it? Could the government do anything about it?
No, we're basically the water to a hydroponic system that powers everything. If we stopped what we were doing, if we stopped living the same fucking life and doing the same job over and over again, service jobs can't provide services if there's no one to provide that service.
Thank you. I literally wrote that down. That you literally, like you said, it was a good metaphor though about like the water to the hydraulic fucking system.
I'm dope and I do dope shit.
Yeah, you do. Okay, fuck you. Anyways, you're right though. We make them powerful. It is because of us. Would y'all listen? It's like everything that we do, we are literally the oil to the engine. We're the water to the hydraulic system. We are the ones that are pushing the country and everything forward, right? And I say this so many times. We're being attacked from so many freaking ways. It's unbelievable. And they're doing it from intentional distractions, intentional division, intentional programming, taxes, fear mongering. I mean, you can go on and on. Do you got another list? You got anything?
I mean, the list goes.
It goes freaking on.
We don't have enough
right?
time.
No. Seriously, we'd be talking for 7 hours talking about that.
Yeah.
But what you realize is that everything what's been going on for a good majority of the time is a long chess game of trying to weaken us overall as a country. So through things of, think about there's people that think about how low of an IQ you have to have, for instance, to judge someone based on the melanin of their skin, right? There's people still to this day, it doesn't matter they focus on race at all times. You can't even turn on ESPN without, like Caitlin Clark. Do you know Caitlin Clark?
Yeah.
Dude, like people are fucking hating on her, just because, like some girl was trying to say she had white privilege. Dude, she's the reason why motherfuckers are having charter flights in the WNBA now. Games are being sold out to go watch Indiana Fever. It don't matter. She's cold as fucking basketball, bro. Yeah. It don't matter. But then then there's like people trying to say it's white privilege and all this shit. And it's like stupid shit like that. You can't even watch sports without it being brought up, right? So what is that?
It's literally everything. Just because people can't find anything else it all comes down to stemming off of hate. Everyone's going to hate somebody for something, and they just need a reason to. It doesn't matter if it's the shoes that they wear. I wear Crocs all the fucking time. People hate Crocs. I wear these motherfuckers good.
They accentuate
my calf muscles. Hell yeah. I'm in that. People hate on the shoes that people wear, the way that people dress, the way that people look. There's things that we were born with that you don't have any control over, and that's one of the main things that people hate on, because you can't control it. That's an easy way for them to put you down or to try to control not only your mindset but the way that you continue to move forward, because we've talked about your mindset is everything. If you can plant a seed of negativity in somebody's mind over something that they have no control over, then you're basically controlling their perspective, the way that they continue to move day-to-day basis, and that fucks somebody's entire existence up.
Dude, it fucks someone's entire existence, and it fucks unification. This is literally what I'm talking about. Intentional division is one of the main tactics, right? They've been taught, dude, the race card and all this racing has been like Morgan. They asked Morgan Freeman, did you ever seen that? How someone asked him, how do we end racism? And he just said, stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Simply just stop talking about it. They constantly plant this deal so people can constantly bicker on the floor and realize, and then cause intentional division. And we're fighting over shit that is so low IQ and that does not matter. And while other shit's going on, we're not being able to look up the tower and realize who's the real power. And I mean, that's an old quote from Queen Bloody Mary. She literally said, let the peasants fight on the floor so they don't look up at the tower and realize who's the real issue. And that's just like the whole thing is like,
if you're fighting amongst each other, you don't realize who's controlling the hate that you have towards other people. And we talked about this on a different perspective of how we get into the unnatural or unhealthy habits last podcast that I was on. It stems from birth. Whenever you're given candy for doing something good, that starts an unhealthy habit of giving yourself a sweet treat every time you think that you fucking deserve something. You don't deserve shit. But it's the same thing, as we're taught at a young age that you can hate on somebody because they're less than you, and that less than you stems from racism or, oh, I grew up in a bigger house or I grew up in a trailer. I treat everybody the same.
Thanks.
And I've talked to you about it. I was homeless when I was in high school. I lived under a fucking overpass for 6 months. It doesn't matter if I've had a 1-bedroom apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment. I've lived in 2-story houses before. Like, it really doesn't matter. And I don't want to get to the most widely used statement of the content of your character is what you base off of, but it really comes down to, if you're a not shit person, you're a not shit person. That's all it really. And also, stop hating on people for specifics. Hate on people because they ain't shit.
But also, like, dude, I mean, any successful person that's really achieved success will tell you you cannot achieve anything or be successful in life with any hatred, jealousy, envious, or cynicism in your heart whatsoever. You cannot. That is literally how God, that's literally how the universe works. It's all about your intent and the energy you pour it out, and then you attract that life. So if you are a hateful person, you constantly have those thoughts of being hateful or regret, you're literally attracting that towards your life. And then you wonder why these people, misery loves company, right? Some people are just so miserable and they freaking are mad all the time and everything, but they're always constantly hating on, talking shit to other people all the time or about them or whatever. They're some of the most miserable people. I've seen it firsthand with certain family members, right?
I have to.
Yeah, I mean, we all have. And I've been sometimes, like when I was younger, like sometimes like minor victims of it here and there, of kind of somewhat hating on a player that was better than me in basketball, but then me realizing, well, fuck, I'm really just not fucking putting the work in. Really, it's not him. He put in way more work than me. Yeah, is he taller than me? Yeah, it's easier for him to score, but I could still work harder. And that's one of my lights are changed.
It's not because you're you lack skill. It's that you lack the drive to create that skill.
Yes. Some people are born at advantages, yes, but that still doesn't mean they'll hold you back, because there's always been someone that's been through a worse situation that's elevated past to the top. Right? So one thing what you were talking about earlier when you were talking about how you used to be homeless and everything is, one thing is like in when it comes to where you don't judge anybody, right? So you've been in every single situation there is, or through adversity, majority of the adversity there is, so you're able to relate, but you also don't look at anybody less than you are because you've been at the bottom, but you also got a pure heart and genuine. That's exactly how I am. And everybody, like, I don't care who you are, I give them the pure intent and energy. I do not care where you came from, how many followers you got, how much money you got, whatever. I relate more with the people that have come from nothing better than more of the people that have given everything, right? But I've also known people that have been spoiled their whole life that understand. They're like, they have an open heart, open eyes too.
Yeah.
That will admit it. Like, one thing is, like, I won't even say spoiled, but like J-Mac, but it also goes down to the parents too. But J-Mac, like, he'll say, I had a blessed life. I had no struggles or anything, but my dad, my mom, my dad was very strict, he whooped my ass, and he was disciplined and well. So that's why J-Mac is able to realize, like, what adversity's like too, or understand it. You know what I'm saying? But what I did in the military is, dude, I don't know if I talked about the story in here, but when I was PG and basic, I remember, dude, people were fucking bitching at each other. People were telling people to shut the fuck up, calling people names, and like, I'm sure you've seen it in the beginning part when you're in basic. People were like, it's like that beginning phase when people are stressed and
everybody's
bitching
better than somebody else,
or somebody's
and they want to prove it.
People to shut the fuck up as they're talking and stuff. And well, anyways, that was happening, and there's a kid named Mailbox. In Mailbox, literally, the reason why we called him Mailbox is because when we're running out of the battery, he smacked into a mailbox in front of the battery, and it was funny because he was holding his knees like, it was just funny, and he was like 6'4", dude, tall, skinny kid from fucking, I think he was like from Washington or something. Anyways, but that's where he got the name. But dude, he was telling people, "Hey guys, stop talking for me." And some people were like telling him, "Shut the fuck up." And he was like, "Hey," and he's already, but like some people were being reckless to him, and other people were telling each other shut up and everything. I was like, "Hey, I was like, platoon attention," and everyone had to go to attention. And I was like, everybody take a knee. Like, I don't give a shit. Everybody take a knee. And they're like, "What?" Some people were like, "What?" I was like, "Take a fucking knee." And I went through each and individual person. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of all this bitch and shit. We're supposed to be brothers and sisters. And I was like, you know what? I want to start with you. I was like, for the first person, I said, I want you to stand up and say, why did you join the military and what is your purpose in life? And so some people were kind of, and then the first person was this female. She's like, do I have to go first? I'm like, yeah, you're first. And she's like, she was like, oh, I didn't know what I wanted for college or whatever, yada, yada, yada. So I wanted to get this deal and also the benefits. Cool. I wanted to travel the world. Cool. And some people was like, same thing, I do college. Then it came to Mailbox. And Mailbox literally said, I was homeless. Like when I graduated high school, my dad kicked me out of the house. I was living underneath the bridge. He was walking back and forth to the McDonald's. I was probably like a block down the road working there. And then trying to hitch nights at friends' houses, trying to hitch nights over at Salvation Army. He did that for just a little over a month, and he said, fuck this. a month and a half. He's like, fuck this. I'm literally going to recruit. I got to go join the military.
Yeah.
But like when he said that, like he was getting kind of emotional and people were quiet. Dude, some people were spilling some minor little stories, but when it came to him, it was like, oh shit. And then this other girl, her last name was House. Dude, she literally talked about how her mom was hooked up on crack. She was living with her friend, but then her friend or where they got kicked out of the house. So she was homeless. She was kicked out. All this crazy shit. And she was the quietest one out of the whole platoon.
Yeah.
So then people looked at her like everything. There's some people that skip. They didn't even want to talk. And it just made such a realization that we're all a team. The person to the left and right of you is your brother and sister. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know what's happened in their life. What is your right to judge them and also be disrespectful to them? And then also, you know what I'm saying? So, and then ever since that, then people, we were so clicked and united throughout the whole There's little hiccups here and there, but majority of the time we were so clicked and united just for the realization that you don't know what the fuck happened or what they've been through. So
that comes down to, it doesn't matter if you truly like genuinely care about what everybody else has going on. It's you fully don't understand the lives that everybody else lives because you're so either in tune with yourself or not even in tune with yourself. Because there's some people that are literally just pawns in the game of life.
Yeah.
They literally wake up, do what they think is necessary. And I mean, I know people that work 9 to 5s or 9 to 9s every single day just to get a paycheck, to go home, do nothing, and then continue that life.
Yeah, they're just so stuck in an average life cycle. Yep. But I mean, also at the same time, the founder of our Board of Education, J.D. Rockefeller, literally said he wants a country full of workers, not free thinkers. So some of these people
continuously going down that route.
We're being programmed that route.
That's why people continue to say, yes, college educations will help in some fields. In certain degrees, you have an exponential amount of growth to go. But everything that we have as far as the pursuit of knowledge can be found in your own meantime. But nobody wants to fucking do that because every single time that you have free time, it doesn't matter if you, like I said, I'm still going through processes of fire interviews. I'm still doing stuff with that. I'm doing physical fitness on the side. I'm going to EMR, EMS classes.
You're tattooing.
2 times a week. I'm doing tattoo full time.
Sergeant arms.
I'm literally, I'm the sergeant arms of a motorcycle organization. I still do stuff with that. I rehabilitate fighting animals. I do a bunch of stuff with the community, food drives for Tyson, foundation drives for Walton and stuff. I literally do so much to where every single day I sit down at the end of the day and try to find more time to do something else productive. Because at the end of your life, Les Brown was one of the first people that I ever heard say this, and he was one of the examples I wanted to use. As a young person, he was diagnosed as being mentally retarded. That's what he was told his entire life. His mom got sick. She got cancer. He went door to door and sold fruit and TVs to people. And now, after surviving, I believe, 2 different times of pancreatic cancer, which is already fucking ridiculous to survive, he is one of the highest and most well-known motivational speakers in the entire world. And one of the main things...
And he was planted, and he really wasn't mentally retarded.
One of the main things that I heard from him when I first started listening and doing motivational speeches, because I do those on the side too, you know that, because it's a big part of my life, is one thing that the first time that I heard somebody say this was, when you're laying on your deathbed, you're surrounded by your goals and ambitions that you never completed, that you never took to fruition. Yeah. They're surrounding you and asking you and telling you they came to you for you to give them life. And now they have to die with you. Every single goal that you have, every single aspiration, dream, everything that you want to accomplish dies the moment that you pass away as well. I've watched friends and family that I've had have all these goals. My best friend that was murdered in front of me, he sat there and went from gang violence and doing all this stuff that me and him did as a kid to when I took him in, and my biological family took him in at a younger age, and we started to nurture him into a well-respected preteen and stuff. He went away, started doing some fucked up shit. He did one thing in the idea of what would Rambo, back when they were using my government name. What would Taylor do in this situation? And one of my classmates that I didn't know that was also homeless, who was literally washing his school clothes at his job at McDonald's every night, trying to dry them in the fry rack so he had clean clothes to go to school the next day. My brother Miguel saw that, and his family took him in and gave him a place to sleep. After he did that and realized the impact that he had on one student, one person that went from trying to make ends meet by selling and doing other stuff that his dead parents would have not been proud of, he realized what his potential was. And every single time that I talked to him, it was, I want to be in construction or a carpenter so I can build houses for people that don't think that they would ever own houses. And immediately when he started to think about this, immediately when he started to put that into plan, started telling teachers he had goals and aspirations, I watched him get his brains blown out.
Yeah.
All of that died with him. And that's one of the main leading causes of why I do what I do now, is because I know people that were never at their full capability.
That's deep, bro.
And I never want to get to that point. That's why I do 100 different things on a day-to-day basis. I'll talk to people. I've had 100 jobs since I started working. I started working at 15 years old. Started doing side stuff at 14 to 15 so I could make money. I do that much stuff because I don't want to ever get, one, put in a predicament where I need to know something and I don't know, and then two, to get to a point further in my life where I think I could have done more and I didn't do shit.
Damn, bro, that is probably as deep as you can get right there. And one of my favorite quotes too is that what is the most valuable or most expensive piece of real estate? And it's the graveyard, because so many people have had $1 billion ideas that are buried with them. Yep. And what you're talking about is like, dude, time is ticking. One of the worst ways that a person can go out is knowing that on their deathbed that they didn't give it their all. Yeah. And that's a feeling that, like you said, like I cannot live with whatsoever. So that's why it's important.
I've watched people cry on their deathbed and regret 90% of the
shit that they've done in their life, but it comes down to the end, they wish they could do it different. That's why you got to live every single day with intent. And this is kind of like the reason why I had them all stand up, to realize to have purpose and intent in life. That's the main way we can only live, right? But also that brought unification too. But going back to saying how we the people are the power, dude, they program so many people to not think that way and to stay in an average mindset, in a worker bee mindset, through fear, through an illusion of control, through taxes, also fearmonger from losing a job. If you don't show up wherever or you don't do that, you won't be hired, or you'll get fired or whatnot. It keeps people content with average mediocrity, and then some people don't elevate to a higher frequency to understand what you're talking about right there, or they haven't been through adversity to understand what you're talking about right there.
And we're implementing into environments at younger ages too. Like a lot of people, especially on this side of Arkansas, where we're at, Northwest Arkansas, I have friends that watched our last podcast and friends that I met whenever I first moved here that I can't even talk about some of the things that I've gone through because it brings them to tears, and they don't understand how people in this world or even in this country can go through things like that. And I've had to explain to grown-ass adults, there are children out there
going through way worse,
that are on the street.
Dude, I listen, man, I've known about other things going on in the world because my tia, I call her my grandma, but she's really my aunt. Her raised me as a kid from when I was 3 to 7. Like, you know, she opened my eyes up into the world without being too explicit with it, but understanding that these kids go through way worse. I remember, you know, showing me movies of and showing me documentaries and stuff of kids in Africa, and she, you know, talking about what those terrorist groups, they'll go in and, you know, like they'll kill the parents in front of them, and sometimes they make the little boys like kill their mom.
The thing is, like, what a lot of people don't know is a lot of people have seen those. You watch like in world history and certain advanced placement class of world history, they'll teach you that. Mm-hmm. They'll teach you stuff like that. But a lot of places won't teach you that shit is happening here
right now, or it's happening here.
I watched as a kid. I watched a good friend of mine that's no longer here external things happened. His sister, something happened to her, a real fucked up traumatic event happened to her. I went to school with her. I rode the bus with her. This man came back. He went to prison, got out, was in Atlanta, came back to Blytheville to settle a score. I watched this man line an entire family up execution style and kill from kids to adults. And that's what people do here. And when you get initiated into stuff, it's not just like you have to go jump people in higher, like big population cities, places like New York, Atlanta, Chicago. You'll hear about people calling something, go get $150. It's causing enough damage to have somebody get 150 stitches or staples. And that usually comes from taking a box cutter to somebody from their chin up to their head. And
that shit happens all the fucking
It's older people knowing that they can govern the youth and make people do what they want to do. I know OGs that used to employ youth and make them go get money for them, but still watch them starve. Go rob this house, this drug dealer, get me all 6 pounds of their product, bring it back, I'm going to sell it. All right, come back, has done it, put bodies on himself, come back, and then be like, can I stay here with you tonight? Oh, I got some shit going on. Move around. And then I've watched people, like a lot of students in my area, don't think that people are catching them come out from underneath the bleachers, knowing that they slept there that night, underneath tarps on the dirt. And
that's in Blytheville, dude.
And there's
it's because
people
of that
are,
environment too, bro.
There's
It's
people
such
that
a
are taking advantage of that. And you start to see it in a lot more news that's trying to be released now. I mean, there's places that are forcing people not only into low income areas, but places like Chicago that back in the 80s had a low income towers that they literally with no warning whatsoever knew that these people could not afford to live anywhere else and told them that they had less than a month to move out and completely demolished those places, forced them to try to move somewhere else knowing that they couldn't get another home. It's forcing people into environments that they know they can't control and know that they only have one way to do it, and then blaming them for the actions and the consequences of their actions. Yeah. You're not going to sit there and take somebody. You're going to take somebody who grew up like shit, who grew up with a warrior mindset, and put them in an environment where there's only gardeners and tell them, oh, you can't get a job because you have gang tattoos or you're a felon, a low class felon. And then what are they going to do? They put their mind to work and they're like, well, there's a bunch of people out here that are getting more than me. Why shouldn't I get it? And they don't take different educational routes. They don't think, oh, well, I hustle dope, I can hustle cars. Well, I used to sell weed, I could sell TVs. They say I used to sell drugs and now there's a bunch of rich people around me. I'll go fucking rob them. And then they end up either going back to prison or they end up getting shot and killed. And then they're put out to the media like, this piece of shit got out of prison and then came out, did the same thing, and they ended up dying.
It's because it's the conditioning of the fucking environment. And those environments, we can talk about that too. I mean, those environments are intentional, bro. Yeah. I mean, dude, you look at, and this is also goes to the government system of like, I mean, Malcolm X said like, the white liberal man persuades himself as friends to the black man, but not only uses them as pawns in a political football game. Yeah. And it's like, through the Welfare Act and all this stuff, like, you can go through statistics back in the 60s, dude, almost 95% of black households were a nuclear family, meaning both father and mother in the household. But over since the Welfare Act and then also Planned Parenthood coming in and aborting, like, dude, you know what's crazy too is like abortion, that's dependent on the individual itself, right? But at the same time, the most aborted race is black babies. Do you know that? Yeah, it's fucked up. And it's going because there's a whole bunch of things. And Henry over St. Louis has told me the statistics in there is fucking disgusting. Not only that, bro, because he's seen it to where, I'm sure you've seen it in Blytheville, but in East St. Louis, bro,
Dude, we're literally programmed in areas like that to work the moment you get into high school.
But
the majority of my female classmates were mothers before they graduated.
Yes, bro. But also at the same time, those are the most aborted babies too. So not only do they abort more black babies, bro, they put majority Hispanic and black people, in those communities, incentivizing welfare, incentivizing single motherhood. Women get paid more money being a single mother than they don't get any benefits with being a married mother. Dude, they get incentivized per child that they have if the father's not in there, right? So, like, dude, think about this is why I also talked about the intentional destruction of the society is through the demasculation of men, but also trying to create a fatherless society, right? Because if they can weaken the men and weaken fathers from being there for the kids and everything, it's shown in studies that a man is not as strong enough with his woman, right? And a mom is not as strong enough with the father. Yeah. It goes, both of them together is what creates a full fundamental household. But it's been attacked. That's been attacked as early on to try to eliminate that. Yeah. And it's also through planting those seeds of negativity, through division. Now you got people, that don't even know what fucking gender they are, right? And then they're fighting over things like that. And at the same time, dude, like you look at all this stuff and you put this back in the 70s, 60s, and you're talking about the stuff that's going on now. It's just gotten fucked up, bro. Some people, like, dude, I was watching this video of this girl, and, like, they're talking about, like, what they identify as, and I swear to God, the girl that was next to her friend, she was going first, saying, like, all of her pansexual and what she identifies. Yeah, dude, the girl was looking at her, and she was like, you could tell she was thinking, and dude, she was making shit up as she fucking went, like, straight up. She was like, I think I'm gender this. But you see what I'm saying? They plant those seeds in those schools and everything. Now you got people fighting over shit. Doesn't matter. And that's not even making men weaker, dude. You're getting two outcomes at the bottom line. You're creating weakness, and you're destroying the ability to have procreate. Yeah. That's one of the main things. And then, let's be honest. Let's say if 90% of that, which that's obviously a small percentage of the population, but let's say 90% of America was like that. Yeah. Just think about it as, like, from almost like a military standpoint, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what makes us great friends is we both know that we both have difference of opinions on certain things. We both voice it regardless, and we both appreciate and respect each other's opinions. Yeah. That's what's great about it. Yeah. There is something terrible happening in this country.
Oh, fuck.
And it's been happening for decades, centuries. What a lot of people don't understand is our country isn't even that fucking old. No. And it's gone from, our country was founded on immigrants that came and stole this fucking land. And that's what people don't understand is there was one race of people that were here migrated through
everything
here.
Was all fucking. Hernan Cortez in South America and in Mexico and all those.
There's schools that are fucking deleting history, making sure that either history is whitewashed or deleted.
But I will say this though. Fucking Columbus came over. There was also another dude in Florida that supposedly came here first, whatever. That's just the point of conquering. But what really took over and founded America and the culture was the young 20-year-old, 21-year-olds that founded the Constitution and rebelled against the British. So it was with the colonies, the taxes, and all that shit. So regardless of whatever the Constitution was meant for, if you go read through the Constitution, right, it is a freedom. It's one of the greatest texts there is for civilization. The freedom of speech, the fact that we can have this conversation right now and nothing happened to us, right? And have questionings between the deal. The Second Amendment saying that you have the right to bear arms to defend yourself against tyranny, both foreign and domestic. Okay, all these things that are making, and the freedom of religion. It doesn't matter if you're a Hindu or you're a Buddhist or you're a Christian, you're a Catholic, or you're freaking Mormon or whatever. It don't matter. You have the right to do so. So at the end of the day, though, is like, at least what was founded in our country was a great system. Yes, was it stolen before, but dude, technically all the lands in Africa have been conquered everywhere. That was just the barbaric right size. But they also delete that history too to prevent people from understanding the real truth, which it's okay to understand the real truth, but they also make it into an emotional sense. Like that shit happened a long fucking time ago. Is there fucked up shit?
And people are understanding that times were different. Other things needed to happen for us to be where we're at nowadays.
Yes.
But the country was founded off the respect of opinion. And that's what people don't understand is, and I've said it on social media too, I'm a firm believer that yes, everybody has the right to their own opinion, but some of the motherfuckers need to shut the hell up about it.
Yeah.
Like, not every opinion needs to be heard, because if you get down to specifics and you're just like, oh, well, I want my opinion heard, and everybody in this country deserves an opinion.
So it's exactly what's going on right now.
Pedophiles.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what the maps and stuff. The maps, do you know about that?
Yeah.
They're trying to identify an acronym for these people, and some of these people, and like, listen,
that's the only acronym that they need to have.
But here's what I'm going to tell you, dude. As coming, for my mom being a lesbian, right? Okay. Listen, she is completely against all this pride movement stuff. She's completely against it. And here's what I'm going to tell you why. Is she against people being gay? No. Am I against people gay? It's none of my business. But one thing is with all this stuff going on, it'd be no different from you going down and you saying, I'm a prideful straight man. Like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't do that on a day-to-day basis, right? But it's also like, and that's where there's people in that community, not everybody, but there's people in that community that are literally trying to push this pedophile movement, saying it's a sexual orientation.
There's an extremist
You're a minor
group in every
attracted
single-
person.
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, like it's fucking disgusting. And we do not, dude, there you can go down, and what's scary about that? What's scary about that is there's people that are very extreme that wouldn't mind to start harming these people.
Yeah.
And once you start swinging that pendulum so far to the left, it's going to be swinging really hard back to the right.
There's extremists
it's a repeat
in every
throughout
group.
history.
Yep.
But that's why it's dangerous to but also here's the deal too. Majority of when I'm talking about that girl that was making up shit as she was going, you could tell, dude, she wouldn't have been there if it wasn't programmed, or if it wasn't a movement, or if it wasn't cool in her eyes and her friends or whatever going through that deal, or being indoctrinated through school. Yeah. This is what my mom was trying to say too. My mom ended up, other people ended up being gay, and back in the freaking 60s, there was the drags in the 60s. But were they introduced that through school? No, they just kind of end up getting their own weird shit as they went on, and some are messed up. Some people end up going that route from being molested as a kid. There's a lot of messed up stuff to it, but that shit's been going on for a while. You don't need to shove it and plant those seeds, and that's why we're having this gender ideology crisis when they're going through kids, and these sick teachers are talking about their sexualities and their things, and having books in schools talking about sucking penises and stuff. Dude, gross shit though. Seriously, have you seen that pastor that goes up to the school boards and he reads off the books to them? Oh, you haven't seen it?
No, I stay away from that type of shit.
No, bro, listen, dude. He's this black pastor out of Memphis, or
please don't say Memphis.
I don't know if it was Memphis or. I swear, I think he went to
it'd be my own people,
like
bro.
in Clarksville, Tennessee, or something.
Oh, fuck Clarksville!
You already know, Shai.
Fuck Clarksville,
or some. I don't know. I could have been wrong, but anyways, he's this pastor that goes there and he like reads these books out to the deal, and then like they're like, "Sorry, please stop using that language." He's like, "Oh," and everyone's going crazy. "Oh, excuse me, why is this in the library then? Why are kids be able to do this?" So think about what this is doing to 7-year-old kids, 6-year-old kids who haven't even hit puberty yet, who don't even know life. Bro, I remember I got called when I was in 4th or 5th grade. We were playing tag, and this kid called me a faggot, and I didn't know what that meant. I thought it had something to do with like a different type of a maggot.
Yeah.
I seriously didn't know, and I went home and asked my mom.
We're taught literally everything.
Listen, we went home and I went and asked my mom, like, what's it mean? She was like, Charlotte, she was like, who told you? I was like, oh, this kid from school, whatever. And she was like, oh, that's not a good, like, she was like, don't be saying that.
Man, my Mexican friend Caleb used to teach me racist shit on the fucking playground, and then would tell me to go ask his dad what it meant.
Really?
Fuck you, Caleb.
That's funny.
I know he watches this shit too.
But that's the thing is, like, like just it's that's where I get with the intentional programming.
Yeah.
Then they start bringing around, planting these seeds, and that causes that's poison. Seeds of poison that are poisoning the brain and causing mental illness. Because, dude, it's sad. Like, bro, my mom had a friend that was a beautiful woman, transitioned to a male, like got surgery and everything, and is like literally straight up told my mom, like, after 10 years of being like that and everything, going through all the surgery, is cried and regrets everything.
I know a few people like that.
Regrets everything.
I grew up with somebody that fully transitioned from a female to a male. He is bald now,
dude.
Like, straight
yes,
fucking bald,
bro,
and mad about it.
And it hates, but wishes that that's irreversible. And this is where I go into, you can talk about through God, through the Bible, and my beliefs on that is like, we're made in God's image. Everything we are powerful. We are the power, and you, the person, you look in the mirror, you are powerful, and you're made for a reason, the way you are, and you have pure. If you live yourself, you try to excel yourself to the best version of yourself, you're going to make a powerful impact in this world. And God made you the way you are, But I think it's also it's a poison to make people hate themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, when you can go down to it, it's evil. But at the same time, what that's doing, it's causing weakness. It's causing distraction, and people ruckusing and having heated disagreements and marching in the streets over shit that does not matter, should never be infiltrated or anything that these people can find out on their own.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Well,
but
that's a great transition into something that I was going to mention is, yes, the self-loathing stuff is it's being comfortable with who you are. Because like I said, we're not governed. We cannot decide who we are when we're born. The only thing that's guaranteed in this life, if you're given life, is death. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing that we can guarantee. We cannot change anything. And as much as people want to, you can't. You have to live the life that you're given. Yes, you can change certain aspects of it, but you're going to live and you're going to die the way that you're going to live and die. And it comes down to self-love, loving the person that looks back at you in the mirror, and being able to tell people, even people that you care about, to fuck off. Whenever at a young age, you go to career fairs and they do stuff for your school and they're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a fucking dinosaur astronaut. And then as you start growing up, you realize, one, you can't be a fucking dinosaur, but you can goddamn be an astronaut, right?
But then they start telling you to be a little bit more realistic as you start to get in the middle school.
And then the system every day is a potential to bring you down. And that's what people don't understand is, yes, we talked about this last time, is being as positive as possible, but when the negatives present themselves, still find that positive. Stop letting people tell you what you can and cannot do if that's something that you really want to do.
But dude, one thing we have to realize is everything we're talking about is these are intentional agenda movements. These are intention propagated by the media and everything pushed to weaken us as a whole and to keep planting seeds of poison in your brain to either be average or to go down that route of mental illness, division, but rucking us each other, race division, talking about different all this stuff that constantly distract us, keep us divided, never to unify, because united we stand, divided we fall, to keep us so they can keep pushing up and us moving them forward and by complying, not even talking about fear mongering with COVID. Like, dude, think about, COVID is probably one of the most prime examples, other than joining the military, that opened my eyes to the government. Because when I joined the military, it opened my eyes huge. Yeah. It exploited it more. All my speculations basically just confirmed themselves whenever COVID happened, right? So, one of my main reasons I got in the military is because of the vaccine. They're general discharging people for not taking the fucking vaccine.
And now they don't care.
They asked me to come back.
Yep.
They asked me to come back. Think about, but this is that's the thing, dude. That's what they did is literally fear-mongered people into taking that. Or if you don't take it, okay, you're fired. If you don't take it, you're not allowed to travel. In San Francisco, you don't have your vaccine card, you can't eat in this restaurant. Okay. Oh, if you don't, then they shame you for being a grandma killer or whatever, or all this shit. And then now, dude, not even talking about Fauci's coming up and literally has been caught in court right now, testifying and saying he's admitting that he made up all this shit on the mask and some of the vaccine shit. He's getting his ass busted in right now. And then now they're saying they're treating it like the flu. So basically all this was the crimes against humanity. And then people, how it kept progressing forward to the moon is they basically tested it and people were simply complying with the mask. And then people got fear mongered. And I can't tell you how many people I met. Yeah, man. Like, people at Walmart. Yeah, I had to take it, or I didn't have my job, or
that's how my wife was.
Yeah, well, dude, because she's in the middle. But they feel. But imagine, this is why I go back to the we the people are the power. Imagine if all of BioLife, if like 90% of BioLife was like, fuck this. No,
there's a lot of people that there's quite a few people that left.
But I'm talking about 90%. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
And it comes down to that too. And what people don't understand is also, it sucks. You might get fired. You might not. You might quit. You might have the option of coming back. If you don't have the option, which is probably the scariest part about it, is people don't know what they're going to do on a day-to-day basis. And I know a lot of friends right now that are getting laid off from jobs that they've been in for years. In the process of moving homes, in the process of dealing with kids with disabilities and stuff, people are getting fired with their management knowing what they're going through, and they don't give a fuck.
Bro, what's another fucked up deal is I have a friend that her mom was a teacher in Fort Smith. She had breast cancer, and she has been on breast cancer, and now they're trying to fire and not give her, they're trying to not pay for her leave of her going through chemo and radiation for breast cancer.
There's teachers that were taking PTO and taking like their vacation
for their
days
kids and stuff.
Well, not only that, but to go through chemotherapy. And one of my good friends, she got fired. A good friend of me and my wife, she got fired yesterday over text message over her just getting back from a planned Make-A-Wish Foundation trip across the states with her dying child who has, I believe, muscular dystrophy. A Make-A-Wish trip, told her job about it. They okayed it. She left, got fired the fucking day she was supposed to come back to work over text message.
That's fucked up.
Knowing that he's lived several years past what he was expected to, and still trying to exist, fighting his ass off.
Dude, whoever's in that chain of command is a piece of shit.
They need to make sure that their kid sees another day.
Who's in the chain of command? See, this is also talking about the weakness of leadership. Dude, like in going into leadership, and this is why I thought the military was a very valuable source other than the programming and talking about we talk about that. But you do learn a lot of good skills in the fucking military.
Oh, yeah.
And people skills and understanding.
I love that.
And one of the biggest leadership deals is, dude, you make sure your soldiers eat before you fucking do.
Yeah.
And that pisses me off just hearing a story like that. Who's in the chain of command to approve that? Who's in the chain of command to not have to make sure that they're eating, that their child, like, that just doesn't fathom with me. But it also shows you, dude, they're being infiltrated in our schools now. Fuck, man. I mean, dude, but it just goes to just overall pulling your head out of that. Pull your head from the screen, pull your head from your phone on social media, and realizing that you do not have to we are programmed to simply blindly abide by what's pushed out in front of us to keep us average, divided, not unified at all, and to not have any balls to stand the fuck up. Not even to mention cancel culture. Cancel culture is a huge thing to prevent people to fucking say what they want. I can tell how many people, when I post stuff online, they're like, dude, like, I love Watch Stubbs, you got balls, man. You say it how it is. I'm like, why don't you fucking say it how it is?
Yeah.
And then that's the issue, man. Too many people don't have the ball. They're too afraid. They're fear-mongered to say something that's on their mind, which is a freedom country, but the cancel culture has done that, and then they plant all these things, bro, to keep us weak, divided, too afraid to speak up. And then if we don't do anything, if we don't speak up, we're just bystanders. We're sheeps. We're bystanders. And dude, I'm a fucking sheepdog. I'm gonna make sure I'm trying to guide people in the right direction, and it's by waking up and realizing this overall fucking control they have on us, and realize it's an illusion. We are the control. You are the powerful one. You look in the mirror and realize that you are the one that makes the changes in your life. It's all up to you, and you can set the example for everybody around you, and that's going to help plant good positive seeds in the community and also make a change in the fucking country, because we need it. We need people to stand up, speak what they want, don't be scared, have some balls, and just simply live with intent so we can have a prospering, growing country and speak up for what's fucking going wrong. I mean, like, I could go on and on about it. It's just,
stop waiting for somebody else to do it is the main thing too. And it goes back to what you were saying.
I mean, when it comes to that, dude, I mean, the main thing is just like, yes, you can't be sitting back and it's like and expect somebody else to do it for you. It's gonna take, you have to live with sense of urgency and intent, and that's one of the biggest important parts of this all. And understanding this, man, like it's just simple. We're the water to the hydraulic system. We're the oil to the engine. We do not have to abide. And things. The reason why I'm bringing this up, because from here on out, from the end of this year, there's going to be some tests. There's going to be fear mongering tests. There's going to be a lot of things that are going to come up that is going to test us as a society, and what's going to question if we can be unified or not. So it's important to realize that, like, we cannot let a COVID deal happen again.
Yeah.
We can't. And we have to look past that and unify. We can't let race be the color of the melanin in your skin divide the person to the left or right of you. That's why I love the military, because we all wear green, we all bleed red. Okay? We can't let someone's sexual orientation defer you or smash it. If there's a person that's gay, I'm straight, I'm better. Or that person, I'm gay, whatever, and have division through that. Dude, there's a gay dude in my platoon.
One of my best friends is gay. I don't care if you smoke pole.
Dude, he was cool as shit. But like, to be honest with you, I didn't know until he told me. But like, at the end of the day, dude, I mean, like, he was cool as shit. And to be honest, he was the most jacked motherfucker there. Yeah. And I mean, dude, like, there was good solid teamwork, but this is the simple things of just not letting the government, these systems manipulate to its fullest extent. Realize we're all American, we're all one, we all have the power together. We do not need to be sheep going through the system of stop living an average, a mediocre life. Replant your mind, because they planted it with straight mediocrity since the moment you go into fucking school to make you a worker, not a free thinker. And look past all this government program and bullshit. I mean, it's fucking, and just personal excellence is the ultimate rebellion. Just live to be the best version of yourself. And that's like literally was they want you to be broke. They want you to be hateful. They want you to be fat. They want you to be, not being able to provide for yourself, unhealthy.
Yep. They always want you to ask for assistance.
Dude, they can go on, bro. Unhealthy. You're to the pharmaceutical business. If you're hateful, then you're dividing, which is making us more divided and not unified. You're not being a person in this situation, and then you're living through a miserable life. You're having more divorces because men and women can't simply admit their wrongs or have a healthy relationship of communication through ego or through their own bubble of social media. Like, there's so many poisons and also, not to mention, possible physical harm from the border. Not even to mention that, bro. That's probably one of the biggest things that really concerns me more than anything is our border, because there's over a count of almost 20 million people since 2021 that have entered our deal. There's a lot of workers, people that want just asylum and want to work. But at the same time, how many of those they've already caught like 300 something terrorists? How many other terrorists have got away? There's 1.8 million getaways. I just saw that statistic from a Border Patrol chief talking about there's 1.8 million people when they're chasing a gotaway. Is basically that they're chasing, they capture 5, but 6 other got away. That's a gotaway. 1.8 million since 2021. Yeah. Think about how many of those could have been rapists, murderers, criminals, thieves, or normal people. But the thing about it is that they caught way too many criminals to be that could be aware. And then that's just the whole fucking thing going on. It's fucked up, and there's evidence to be terrorist cells in our fucking country right now. So that's another one. I mean, dude, and then also to go over there too, we're too busy barking and bullshitting on shit that doesn't fucking matter. And then you got some real terrorist organizations that would love to chop your head off and put it on freaking liveleak.com. I mean, this is what they do to America. They want to kill us, and people are gonna. And then there's gonna be some physical harm, bro. There's this guy that's anonymous. He went on the Sean Ryan show, and he came out and literally said that the next terrorist attack on U.S. soil is gonna make 9/11 look like a dressing rehearsal. And I hate to say this shit, it might have to take a catastrophic event like that to pull people's heads out of their ass and cause unification and realize that we are one, and we're only the ones that can defend this tyranny and destruction and terrorism to our country.
How many people can you go on social media right now, Instagram, Facebook, or anything, and click on comments and read comments that are just like, fuck this country or fuck what's happening. If anybody invaded, I wouldn't be doing shit. It's going to be the same people
They're gonna be
that are asking
wishing,
for help
yep.
or wishing that somebody else would pick their ass up and go fucking save them.
Yes, what's so fucking funny is these people will talk shit, but they won't move to a different country.
Yeah.
Right? They won't go over to the Middle East. They won't go over there. Go to do what you're doing right now. This is what I'm talking about. That we're still the greatest country in the world. Is there fucked up shit? Yes, but we're still the greatest country. They can march in the streets and not get killed for it. You go to freaking Afghanistan. Go to Kabul. Where Taliban is literally the government. Go there, try to march down, try to march your freedom of rights or even or anything. They will slaughter you in the streets and hang you and put you as chandeliers. That's what people don't realize. That stuff happens. You hear about it from veterans. How many veterans have coming out and there's freaking dude? How many veterans are so fucked up mentally because they had to kill kids and stuff? Because they brainwash kids to go freaking try to throw grenades at them. They have no choice but to kill that kid because that person's programmed by the Taliban. They're evil, dude. They literally will kill women if they're caught teaching younger women or men. For teaching younger women and stuff. Dude, there's so much things going on. They hate America. They worship death. Man.
Go watch The Hurt Locker.
Oh, bro.
The Hurt Locker is a fucked up movie.
What's fucked up too, dude, is in the Quran, dude. There's multiple passages that says, cast fire into the heart of disbelievers and chop off all their fingertips along with their necks. They're literally programmed through their religious beliefs to literally want to kill others. But there's also been extreme Christian deal. There's been extremes all throughout society. But dude, that's where the extremism, what they don't realize is that they also have the death hates America because America's known to them to be founded upon Christianity. So they wish death upon everybody.
Well, we've talked about that as the diluting of like text and history that comes from stuff, because there's certain things that are the same aspect through both the Quran and the Bible. And when it comes down to it, every major religion has skeletons in their closet.
Extremism,
back in Roman times or back in like Renaissance times.
We talked about that. Them literally telling people that you have to give same thing with the government control, the illusion of control and fearmonger. They feared people that they wouldn't be able to get to heaven unless they paid their indulgences, was their taxes, that they had to give up all their money to pay for their sins so they could be able to get entered into heaven. So that's another manipulation. It's been going on through society. But dude, what people don't realize though is that this freedom country, you can take all this shit about you have electricity, you have running water, you can go on Twitter or X, you can go on Instagram, you pretty much say whatever the fuck you want, you can go down the street, you can hold up any sign you want, you can question anything, you'll have no repercussions. Go do that anywhere else. Go try to go do that in Russia, question the government, you're getting in prison, most likely killed. Okay, try to go do that in Africa or even the Middle East, talking about different religions, or doing a feminist movement, which is fucked. Dude, they'll kill you. Or a gay movement, they'll kill you. They will. Or a religious movement, they will kill you.
There's still places over there that are killing over race as well, and then
they also don't realize how privileged we are with other countries. And dude, Haiti, Belize, Mexico, South America, some villages in South America, Africa, these people with barely anything, Honduras, barely anything, and we're over here griping and talking about shit that doesn't fucking matter when we got it 1,000 times better. It's privileged bullshit, and it just shows you
living in houses made out of mud and still happier than most of the people over here.
Because we're programmed to fucking be like that.
We're pieces of shit.
Yeah, well, we're programmed to be like that, man. And I mean, I think majority of the people can have reason and agree with what we're saying, but at the same time, they're not speaking up when fucked up shit's going on. So all I'll say is, when I end it off here, is like, don't be afraid to speak up and speak your mind. It's that fucking simple. Like, dude, we have to have the ability to express freedom of thought, but also stand up for what's wrong, right? It's no different from a kid getting bullied and you being a bystander and you not socking that fucking bully across the face when you know he's picking on a little kid that's way smaller than him. I've literally stood up for one of my friends when I was a kid, dude. When I was in 4th grade, I didn't even get in trouble with it. He was choking my friend against the wall, came out, and I remember I was like 10 years old. I came and socked his ass, dude. Gave him a quick two-piece. He fucking fell down. I'll never forget his name. His name was Clint. I won't even say his last name, but his first name was Clint. And I knocked his glasses off and everything. And he came up, tried to come at me again. I hit him again. And I was like, don't pick on Hunter. And his Hunter was little shit. And then, dude, next thing you know, he had a bruise on his face. His parents told the school, and the teacher came out and shit. And then fucking, I remember Mr. Duvall, he was like, what happened to Clint's face? And I was like, I punched him. And he was like, why'd you punch him? I was like, he was choking Hunter out in the hallway. And I was like, he was choking Hunter and slamming him against the wall. So I came and stuck with Hunter. Dude, whenever he told that, dude, I remember we got to the principal's office. I only got 1 day of ISS. He had 2 weeks. I technically had to be punished, but the principal and everybody loved and praised me for standing up for that. But it goes back, there's just a little story like that is important.
Yeah.
It's super important from,
Man, ask Fayetteville Police Department what I did to a dude on Dixon for trying to fight a dude for not letting them hit his girl. Ask him.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I wouldn't fucking doubt it.
They watched that shit.
But, dude, like, that's what I'm saying. But also, I consider that to be a sheepdog.
Yeah.
Right? A sheepdog is somebody who protects the sheep and who guides them in the right direction. At the end of the day, we need more sheepdogs. I'm calling everybody up, not out. Listen, I don't call people down, I call people up. I want everybody to live to their best version of themselves, but go realize, look past the government exploitation and programming and what I'm talking about. You can go to the previous episodes. I get a spill on all types of shit. But, dude, it's intentional division to keep us weak and divided, and everything intentionally to weaken us over time. You got to realize we're number one in the world for a reason. We're a big piece in the chessboard that prevents a one world order and a one world currency. And that's exactly what's going on. They want us to fucking fall, and that's why they try to take away our guns. There's more guns in the U.S. than all the militaries in the world combined. Fuck yeah, I'm a freedom of that. Because you try to go into Arkansas, why don't you think there's mass shootings here in Arkansas? Because everybody's packing, bro.
I keep that 5.7 on me.
Bro, you can't. Nobody can go to Walmart and they might get it's not going to last long because somebody's going to cap them, right? But like that's what it's Good Samaritan. But you go on and on and on all about this and realize that we need to stop this left and right bullshit. It's two wings of the same bird. We need to come in the middle and realize we're all one. We're all unified. We're all part of the same body. We're all Americans. We do not have to abide by all this bullshit. We do not need to be fighting over shit that doesn't matter. We need to realize that our border, our security as a country is at risk. We have terrorists in our country right now that want to freaking tell what they got, possibly got planned. And on top of that, dude, just the overall destruction. So, I mean, I want to have a prosperous life, and I want my kids to raise up, in a country they're able to fulfill and chase after their dreams. And that's the beauty of this country. But if we don't stamp our foot down on this, we can talk about all this personal development shit all fucking day, but it's not going to do any good, because if we don't have any accountability and be the sheepdogs of pushing us in the right direction, we're not going to have the pasture and land to run free. Or for the sheep to run free, and that's our country. And dude, we got to kill these wolves, man. It's that fucking simple.
Make that shit happen.
Yeah, it's that simple. Listen, y'all, that was, shit, man. That was good. Other than Rambo's small chest, but we're about to go hit some. We're about to go hit some legs on it and see if he can catch up with squats. He can't catch up for shit. So
if I was built like a bobblehead, I'd talk shit too. So
a bobblehead, bro. Yeah. Your head's bigger than mine.
When is forehead day? Because you be coming up here with that big ass forehead.
Take off your hat right now. You be hiding that shit.
That motherfucker
looking
is
like Frankenstein.
That
dog.
motherfucker is spectacular.
Come on, Frankenstein, pull off your right.
They've seen my forehead. My first podcast, my forehead was out.
That's why you came back with a hat on, bro. My shit is clean, dude. I ain't even got the fade yet, bro.
Whatever, dog.
Perfect dimensions here, bro. What do you mean? Anyways, y'all, love y'all. Listen, just. Personal excellence is the ultimate rebellion. Andy Friselis talks about that. Just take all this shit in, realize you are the power in your life, live to your fullest extent. You don't know who's you're going to impact, and try to make a change in the world. We need more sheepdogs. I'm calling you out, and the potential young men listening to this and women, we need more sheepdogs. Let's guide each other in the right way, and let's bring our country back. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
I knew that I was dead. I said it. I thought it. I dreamt it. I said it. I did it. I made it. I taste it. I love it. I need it.